Hello, good afternoon, and welcome to the Full Force podcast and News Burst Live special. So many words to think of. Brought to you by REBORN.com with me, Christopher McLeod AKA Diagnostic 80. I hope everyone's doing well. Yeah, a bit of news has broken, so I thought, might as well, get in on it and start talking about it. Yes. I've been frantically getting the slideshow ready to go over some stuff, and I imagine there's going to be more sort of kind of like updates throughout the day as well from Super7. So it's the Super7 news, yes. Now, they have revealed, I'm just double checking as we speak, they have revealed their kind of SDCC exclusives for G.I. Joe in a very fun little video. And basically with Cobra Commander, and they've kind of shown off quite a lot of the stuff they're going to be having for the SDCC. It's for the actual event, and they've also been posting some like pictures and information of some of those exclusives in a little better detail on their page as well. Now, obviously, that we could get even more come up. So there's a few interesting ones, obviously, that they revealed on the video that I'm going to have to say I'm very excited to see a little bit more information and some better image and some close-up images and everything. So let's get stuck in then to this amazing news. Yeah, it's Super7, baby. Right then, let's start with the clanging name drops. So a little while ago, oh, by the way, hello to all the commenters and viewers and everything. Thank you for joining me at this kind of lunchtime on a Wednesday. We have literally reached the middle of the week, officially right in the middle of it. So yeah, thanks for all of you, all the comments, guys. Jim Smith, hello. Matt O'Brien, hello. Greg, hello. Robert, hello. Slave, hello. Tac Tac, hello. Jim, hello. Brian. Thank you very much for joining me and all the comments. I'll try and get to as many as possible throughout this little news burst. But yes, Cobra Global Operations. So name clang drop. Here we go. So a little while back, we interviewed Brian Flynn of Super7. Clang, as we always do, like he's become a bit of a regular. I think it's like the fourth or fifth. I think that's probably the fifth time we've had him on, which is great. More the merrier. We'll probably be talking to him after SDCC. I'm not sure if we'll get an opportunity to before because he's going to be a bit busy before SDCC, I'd imagine. I'll reach out and see what he says anyway. He might want to do a little pre-chat about SDCC, but Cobra Global Operations is what they're calling the theme this year. So their story is going to be rejuvenated again and turned into a kind of Cobra Global Operations Center. In much the same way that, and this is actually what's interesting is this has changed dramatically. So initially we were told it was going to be G.I. Joe International Operations, and that's kind of changed as we've gone along, and it's turned into a pretty heavy Cobra influence. And he did mention obviously the name of what they were going to be doing on the last time that we did an interview with him, which is great. And we did get a few little like a nice little exclusives on in terms of information. And yeah, we were aware of all the stuff that was coming, but it's great to see it finally kind of all revealed. So let's go through those amazing reveals first. Now, before we get into the reveals that have happened today, yesterday we got like a launching soon image from Chris is live again. Must be a day that ends in a Y. Well, we're in Yojo July, talking Joe. So, Mark, so that's exactly what's happening. Sorry, I have a drink. It is hotter than the sun today. And even though there's air conditioning in this room, it is still hotter than, plus I've got the lights on, like, like the big box lights. So it's extraordinarily warm in my grundle right now. That's not too much information. Anyway, we got this yesterday, which is they were something they're going to be launching soon. I didn't realize it was going to be like immediately. And they also posted a little jigsaw puzzle utilizing that gorgeous Jason Edmiston Cobra Commander art that he did specifically for the set decoration, shall we say, for their store. Wicked. And also I think the t-shirts of this as well. But really nice piece of art. I love this. And it's fun that they're doing a jigsaw puzzle of it, basically, for SDCC. Now, then today we got this video drop, Cobra Global Operations. It's funny whenever something happens, and obviously, it's great and I appreciate it. The amount of messages I get when something GI Joe drops is outstanding. It is like my phone just blows up, and it's great. But usually I'm kind of in the midst of just trying to organize it, trying to get it into image-based form, trying to get my head around all of the different things so that we can talk about it. And hilarious, and like I'm not saying it's a distraction, but it's funny because it's like my phone's just going, "Hello, look at me." People are telling you things, so it's great. Don't get me wrong. I wouldn't have it any other way. But it is one of those things where I'm just like, I'm frantic. Oh, and oh, they have. Okay, we've just got some new images of things that are happening. So, okay, this is hilarious McLeod maneuverage right now, but I'm gonna have to try and add these to this ongoing slideshow somehow. Oh well, it's my own fault, isn't it? Basically, for trying to do things quickly and trying to like get a good reaction going. Reaction. It's not even reaction. It's ultimates based. The next thing that I'm talking about, they're actually really dope. It's we'll get to them in a second, but they have just posted that 5 minutes ago. Typical, innit? Absolutely typical. Right. So first off, I'm going to have to do a slight multitask because I'm talking to you guys. So the video comes on, and we end up with Cobra Commander on the beach in his like fun togs, should we say? With I like how he's got the reflector thing for the suntan, and yet what is hilarious is that he's got the helmet on, so it's like doing nothing for him. But he's on a beach in San Diego, and he's basically saying, "Oh, welcome to Cobra Global Operations," or what have you. They're going to be going in. They're going to be doing the store, like I said, as per. And yeah, they're going to be like I said, redecorating it, making it look amazing. And then he mentions that there's the store, obviously, but kind of done in a way where they didn't have to actually do it yet, just stick a graphic in front of it. But yeah, that's awesome. Then they also revealed all of these awesome goodies. So we've got GI Joe trading cards. We've got the MP variant reaction figure there. We've got the snake armor. Now, sorry, this is me terribly multitasking, not doing a great job of it, am I? Let's see if I can I wonder if I can do this without too much fuss. I hope so. Obviously it's going to be a little bit of a mess while I'm talking to you guys and doing this at the same time. But we're going to try it anyway, because that's what I like to do. I want to probably get an image of what I'm talking about. I don't know why I'm being so, what's the word, like super secret about everything. We know what's been revealed. It's the Red Knock Baroness and Red Jackal Ultimates figures. Yes, that's what I'm talking about, and that's what's been uploaded recently. And I just want to kind of get them on this slideshow so we can have a little chat about each one individually. We won't get to them just yet. They're not kind of like, they're not in order, should I say, at this moment in time. So I just want to, yeah, there we go. So I've got, all right, the Baroness is in. Let's get Destro in. Destro, Red Jackal. It's like blasphemy, isn't it? What I just said. There we go. Right. Now, what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to do a quick... Oh my God. I'm going to have to do this quickly. Bear with me. Hi. Yeah, so what I'm doing is I'm just... this is how the sausage is made, guys. I am just re-uploading the, the presentation while we do this like little kind of switcheroo, shall we say. It won't take very long, and I just wanted to do it so that we're like up on everything and we talk about everything as it is. So we're back in the game, so don't worry, let's have another explosion. Right then, so we were at not that one, we were at this one. Yeah, so we're talking about the MP variant, we're talking about the snake armor, which is again which we've known about for a while, but also we did have the leaked listings of that, didn't we, as well? So that was interesting. And then of course this City of the Dead pack, which is so dope, and the trading cards, which are cool as well. So lots of cool stuff to talk about there. We have got images of the what's it called? The City of the Dead set as well. So we can kind of really talk about them in detail in a second. So let's move, and the snake armor as well. So let's move through. I'm kind of excited for all of that, honestly. Then we get this image pop up. That is Red Jackal and Red Knock. I love the fact they've done that. So Red Knock is the Complan Commandos, India Fun School, red repaint of the Baroness, basically. So that if anyone was confused or didn't know why they'd done a kind of like it's a bit of a bright red Baroness as opposed to like, you know, like a crimson strike team Baroness. No, that is effectively a repaint of the Baroness from Fun School in India. And they've given her a few little bits and bobs. They've given her that red kind of laser, like the kind of the red rifle, the black pistol, the kind of Cobra style laser as well, like laser blaster, multiple hands. I think that is a pistol holster that attaches to a belt, I guess, and different heads as well with the red shades. Nice, cute. I like it. It's a nice kind of shout as well to the Fun School India figure. But then you've got Red Jackal, which is just taking all of my attention at the moment because it's wow. We've got the logo on the chest. We've got the red shirt underneath. We've got the white collar. It's cool. They've gone with I don't know. They've done Red Jackal, guys. How crazy is that? And obviously he comes with some stuff that looks like Flint's backpack, but I don't know if it is or not. Correct me if I'm wrong on that one, but that does look like Flint's backpack from the Ultimates line, like recolored. Then we've got some other things. We've got the wrist grenades, I think, attachments to go on the wrist. So they've taken them off, maybe so you can kind of like differentiate them a bit more. And I think they're wrist rocket attachments as well. They've got multiple hands, the rifle, the kind of bigger pistol, the backpack, and what is that, guys? That little book. Is that like the little thing that Black Major came with back in the Palatoy era? Let me know in the comments, please, if you know what that is, because I'm stumped. I'm not sure what we're looking at there. I'm gonna have a look. I wonder if it's got anything to do, like I said, with that. I cannot multitask, can I? If it's got anything to do with that little booklet that the Black Major came with. It's a book, isn't it, effectively? Have we seen that book in any of the Ultimates releases yet? I don't think we have. I wonder if it is that, like I said, that little booklet that comes with Black Major. Let me know in the comments if you know what I'm talking about. And if not, do we know what that is? In fact, let me just look at that post they made, because they might actually say on the post a bit more information. Let's talk about these two particular figures in actual fact. So they have said, the red hue on the horizon isn't the rising sun. It's the looming SDCC edition 7-inch scale G.I. Joe Ultimates figures. Super 7 is unleashing Red Knock variant Baroness and Red Jackal variant Destro Ultimates to heat up the summer collecting season. Available at the Super 7 G.I. Joe pop-up event during SDCC. Right, that's all the information we get there. There is a link, actually. Oh, wicked. There's an actual whole Cobra global operations. I see. This is good. I didn't realize there was a whole website on it as well, which is great. That's fantastic. Oh, they flat binoculars, says Mark. Could be. They could be those kind of like, yeah, like a visor binocular type thing. It looks like a book to me, though. Robert H says, really like how bright the red on the Baroness repaint is. Yeah, it's effectively that Red Knock Baroness, like I said, from India, the Fun School one. I think it's a Complan Commandos one. Let me just double check. Yeah, it is Complan Commando for the chocolate health drink, which is, funny enough, is actually also Canary Ann is part of that team, isn't she? So I wonder if we'll get a Canary Ann at some point. Anyway, that's that image. Let's look at some better images. There's the Baroness. Looks good in that deco. I'm not going to lie. It's a little bit. That's what I thought, Dan. I thought it was the Dakota book. Yeah. I'm not going to lie. I love that color on her. That picture is great. So she's got kind of like the dark, almost like scarlet red boots and gloves with the rifle, and then that kind of really bright, shiny red, just like the Red Knock figure. Which for some reason I'm having issues now. It's just technical issues galore, isn't it? All the time. I don't know why that is. I just always have some sort of annoying technical issue that I have to deal with. Anyway, yes, Red Knock. I'm just going to put this on the screen for you guys. There's Red Knock. Shout out to yojo.com. And again, it is pretty much a standard issue repaint. The face is painted there. Yes, Detective Dirty. It does make you think of Dreadnought, doesn't it? I think that, yeah, it is weird. Yeah, it was the decoder book. Yes, Diana, and it was. That's why I'm thinking that's what comes with Red Jackal. Speaking of Red Jackal, boom shakalaka, looking dope, looks good. I like it. I'm really down for this. And he's even got, yeah, he's got the logo on the chest as well and everything. He's got the Red Shadows logo. Lovely stuff. Absolutely phenomenal. Really like that they're doing these as little Ultimates repaints as well, because, you know, that's great. Destro and the Baroness, lovely stuff. I do, like I said, I hope we get Canary Anne at some point as well with that Lady J one knocking about. I'm glad also that while I was on, Super7 did post those images and didn't like wait till after the stream, because I know they watch. I'm just kidding, I know they don't. But we'll probably get a few more throughout the day in more detail, like the trading cards. They'll probably have a post for, they'll probably have a post for that MP variant and probably explain what the variance is. And what was the other thing on there? I think that's everything, because we do then have snake armor. Now, we've known about this for so long and had to keep it under our hats. So I was very happy to see this finally kind of leaked, I guess, because it was leaked in Big Bad Toy Store listings. So at least the information was out there. I had seen this, and it is a beauty. And yeah, very like, well, I was excited to see what people would think of it, because I thought it was really cool. Like, for one, it's a super cyborg, so it's really massive. Now, a couple of things to kind of point out here, because I know people are going to have questions, are probably going to like go into more, like they're going to want to know about this information. So I will fill a few details in for you that I know. First off, let's read the information. When Cobra needs a formidable weapon system to protect the key radioactive crystal elements used in the mass device, Major Blood deployed the Cobra Snake Armor. In a format inspired by the vintage Japanese Henshin cyborg toys, the latest 11-inch Super7 Super Cyborg of the Snake Armor gives you a window to the inner workings of this impressive weapon, with 4 removable plates and interchangeable accessories available at the Super7 G.I. pop-up event during SDCC. Now, let's talk about a few of these features. Now, as you can see, when you take the front cover off, you expose the driver inside. He is molded inside that Cobra Trooper. There's no, you can't take him out or anything. He is kind of molded in there. It's like that Superman movie when she gets attached to the computer. That thing that's haunted me for my entire life. That whole scene is terrifying to a child, I guess. But yeah, like, so that is effectively a molded inner. Now, there's another piece, not just the front goes on, but there's another piece that goes on that is just electronics on show. So you can take that front piece that you can see in the box there with the blue visor, you can take that off and still not expose the driver. Does that make sense? So it's like 2 plates in front of the driver. So you take the front piece off, there's a like all electronics, and then you take the electronics piece off and there's the driver inside. On the legs, I believe the other panels are the 2 panels on the legs that come off, so you expose the mechanical workings, and there isn't another one that exposes the legs of the Cobra Trooper, unfortunately. So it's effectively a molded in Trooper with like an electronics board that goes in front of him, and then the front panel goes on, and then the leg panels go on as well. It's articulated. It's got the the kind of the kind of arm pieces, or the kind of like weapons pieces on the ends. What else can I say about it? I think that's it. Yeah, the next thing I can talk about is scale. So the fact that it's 11 inches, it scales nicely with Ultimates if you've got the front on. Obviously, if the figure's exposed, it's a little bit bigger than an Ultimates figure. So if you have that with your Ultimates figures, it's probably about the same size scale-wise as that scene in the movie where Falcon is trying to call the Joes from the Terradrome. And he's going, come in. Well, he's saying, come in, Action Force, acknowledge. On my version, he's saying that. And when like they blow the doors down, it's the twins, and then behind them a couple of troopers, and behind them is this massive snake armor that's just blown the doors down. So it's probably a good scale for something like that. It's a shame that you couldn't, like, fit an Ultimates figure inside. I think that would have been a cool marriage of the two lines, but I think it would have been, or I think it ended up being a bit too expensive to kind of do something along those lines. Whereas they could have just done a super cyborg that's a bit, that's huge and bulky and fun, and honestly, it looks great as well. Like you can kind of see the majority of it. Obviously, the legs are pretty hard to see. Like you can't really see them exactly, but it is a wicked like toy, and it is like nice and chunky and fun. So yeah, so hopefully that gives everyone the information they need on that particular vehicle and product. You can kind of see some information. Yeah, you can actually see on the side of the box. Like I'm not lying to you. If you look on the side of the box, you've got the two panels on the bottom square there, showing you that those two panels close up on the actual front of the trooper. So yeah, there you go. So you kind of got like I said, you've got like an electronics board, and then you've got the front panel that go in front of that. Okay, cool. I think that's enough information on that. I would, based on precedent, Super Cyborg, they usually do a transparent one as well. So I imagine we'll probably see a transparent version of this at some point. We got one with the bat, didn't we? So yeah, wink, 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 nod, nod. I'm just doing a quick Super7 check that they haven't posted anything else while I've been talking on this note. Still 20 minutes ago they posted there. Wow, that doesn't feel like 20 minutes, but yeah, we've been rinsing through this. It was frightening, that scene, wasn't it, Diana? I'm talking about the Superman one, where the woman gets like pinned, like gets basically turned into a robot, and the computer's like, turning her into like a half cyborg type thing. It was very, very traumatizing. It really was. Matthew as well. Yeah, same. Absolutely. So hope that covers everything for that. Let's move on. Yeah, I want to, yes, plastic battles. Really want a classified snake at some point. Yes, that would be amazing. Diana says, wait, what's the size again? Can I recreate Duke shoving his rifle through the visor and blowing it to hell from the Christmas ep with my Ultimates? It's 11 inches. It's a little bigger. They're obviously a lot bigger than 7-inch figures, but it looks a lot bigger, but it does like make sense in that universe, if that makes sense, Diana. It looks right. It might not be the exact same scale for recreating a Sunbow episode, but it's certainly in keeping with that huge snake armor from the film in the Terradrome. If you're not sure what I mean, go and watch the movie. Skip to the bit where Falcon is trying to call the Joes from the Terradrome. It's the one where we all go home. No, it's the one where the Sarge goes back with Renegades to get Falcon, who got caught and is getting slapped around by Serpentor. It's that bit. Anyway, next. Oh, yes. This I've been keeping under my hat for months, and I'm so happy it is out and you can see it. Again, I was privy to this and got to see this a long time ago, and it blew me away then, and it's blown me away now. This is like a reaction set, like in the similar way to the Pyramid of Darkness one they did with Shipwreck and Snake Eyes in Disguise and the robot, the voice recognition robot, and the jetpack troopers. So this is kind of like that, but they've basically just gone completely bonkers with it, and they've given you basically the City of the Dead Ancient Warrior pack, which is the kind of terracotta warriors, which is what they're based on, and then this kind of skeleton shrieking soldiers as well. Now, what you can't, well, let's read what they said on their post, and then I'll see if I can fill in any other information that I know about this, because I hopefully will be able to. Inspired by the Ancient Guardians from the Pyramid of Darkness Part 3 episode of the 1985 G.I. Joe animated series, this SDCC edition G.I. Joe City of the Dead reaction figure box set includes 6 3.5-inch scale figures, 4 clay warriors with assorted weapon accessories, and 2 skeleton warriors with sword accessories, packaged in an awesome display window box that evokes the ancient city. Available at the Super7 G.I. Joe pop-up event during SDCC. Right. Now, Like it said in there, you've got assorted weapon accessories with sword accessories, and yeah, clay warriors with assorted weapons and skeleton warriors with sword accessories. Now, the sword accessories glow in the dark, just like the Bloomin' episode. That they're like, bright and like gleaming and got all like, they're giving off a lot of light. Effectively, they're like lightsabers. So they've got swords that glow in the dark, which is awesome. I'm not sure about the eyes, but the eyes, I believe, I want to say the eyes on the clay warriors glow in the dark. I could be wrong. That might, I don't know. Don't hold me to that one, but I know that the swords glow in the dark. Now, the clay warriors, or the terracotta warriors, I like to call them clay warriors just to avoid that. Now they have different weapons. Basically, I think I want to say there's like a tall, they're all like tall spike kind of things with different like either axes or hammers and stuff like that on the end of them. They've all got different things like that going on. But they're like, there's lots of different ones. And also, if you look carefully, all the clay warriors are different as well. So they've got some of them are different builds. They've got different faces. Some have got beards. Like some of them don't have them. So if you get a real good close up of that image, you'll see that they're all different. So the first two are kind of in that clean cut. They've got some sort of mustache, but they've got kind of the skirting going on, the fustanella. But then I think it's something else underneath, because you've got the fustanella over the top, and then you've got a skirt that goes underneath and beyond that. And then the other two, again, they're slightly different. They've got a different body build, and then there are two different head sculpts going on. So there's a long beard on the one on the left of the right. Does that make any sense? So the two clay warriors on the right-hand side that you can see on the screen, the one to the left of those two has a big beard, and the one to the right doesn't have that. He has a similar but not the same head sculpt as the other two on the left-hand side. So it's amazing. They've got red eyes. I think they might just be painted, but I could have sworn Brian told me they were glow in the dark. But don't hold me to that, or Brian for that. We'll find out later on. And I think, in the skeleton warriors, their eyes are red as well, which is pretty dope inside. So they've really gone to town with this. The packaging is gorgeous. It's like a slip cover. So you've got the slip cover on the right, so that's what it looks like, completely closed. And if you watch that episode, those two kind of gargoyle kind of statues, you see them immediately as they come into the city of the dead in that scene. And when I was told about this, I was told about this set before I saw it. When I was told about the set, I immediately thought, I know what they're going to do with the packaging. I thought, I know they're going to have those gargoyle kind of stone statue things on there. It's just inevitable. And then I imagined it was going to be like the castle and everything, but they went even beyond that, and they did the kind of landscape in the background and the mountains, and then the building, then the building they go into with the doors and the Cobra. Even though there's no Cobra logo on the doors, but they've done that for the packaging, and it's just really, really fun, and I love that. Anyway, so that's, I think, everything on that as well that I know of. And obviously, you're basically, the weapons, you can't see them in the package, but they're behind the pillars. So all those pillars that are separating the figures on the card, on the box, they're in the little kind of spaces behind those pillars. So when you slide it out, you'll see them all lined up. It's wicked. It's a really fun set, and God, I love it. I love that they're immortalizing some of these things from the cartoon. And the thing with this is, I know they're reaction figures, but you don't need highly articulated versions of these for interacting with your 3 3/4 O-ring figures or your 4-inch figures, because they've got that kind of feeling about them in the cartoon, that kind of almost 5-point feeling in the cartoon. So I think these work really well if you're for your O-ring collection, if you want to do something along those lines. Love that. All right, okay, so they also said that global operations, the Cobra global operations approved opening hours over SDCC will be 9 p.m. till late on July the 19th. That's the preview night, I believe. July 20th will be 11 a.m. to 8 p.m., as will 21st and the 22nd, and then it's 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. on the 23rd. And it is at 701 8th Avenue, San Diego, California, 92101. If you need to find it and go there, they'll have loads more stuff. You know that there'll be loads more merchandise. There'll be t-shirts and pins and socks and all sorts of other stuff that they'll probably have on hand. And who knows, there might even be more reveals before SDCC happens. And I know there's some sort of, I think there's some sort of big reaction thing happening as well. So that's another thing to kind of look out for. He hinted about that on our last interview, but he wouldn't give me all the information, obviously. So yeah, so hopefully we will we'll get to see some amazing things over this SDCC. Let's go through that one more time for those that joined late. Cobra Global Operations is the name of SDCC's Super7's SDCC theme. Cobra Commander has a video link in the description if you want to go check it out, or just go on the internet for 5 seconds. And if you're a Joe fan, you've probably seen it multiple times already. It's probably been reposted to the nth degree. Anyway, he came on to tell us all about the reveals and everything. The shop's going to get a makeover in the GI, in the kind of Cobra Global Operations style, and we've got all these goodies to look forward to. G.I. Joe trading cards. I'm actually really excited to see what that's all about. I'd like to see. It looks like they're going to be, from what I can see here, looks like they're going to be the artwork from the reaction card backs. But there might be some other things mixed in there. There might be, vehicle cards, or there might be it could be all sorts of stuff in there. But it's fun, and hopefully it won't be too hard to complete that set of cards. I've got a feeling that like a box of cards will probably be the full collection, but we'll see. We'll probably get a bit more information, like I said, later today, and we'll just post it. We don't have to, go into massive detail about it on another burst. But okay, there is another thing. I'm going to put this on. We're going to have to do another thing. We're going to have to do another multitasking. Good job I didn't finish just yet, Kitty said. Right. Right. Let's do a quick. Tell you what, I'll keep this going while we'll make the transition quick and speedy, hopefully. But there has been yet another thing added to the list of exclusives. I cannot believe them. I genuinely can't. It is hilarious. We've got the Python Trooper, basically, has been revealed as another SDCC exclusive. So the Python Trooper was on the back of the card back, wasn't he, for the new Tiger Force and Python Patrol figures. We knew that Shipwreck, Tiger Force Shipwreck was the Target exclusive. So it only made sense that that this particular figure, the Python Trooper, would be the SDCC exclusive, which again we were aware of, but I thought we'd be getting this information a bit later, considering it hadn't been shown in the video. Okay, well, at least I caught it before we left, and we can talk about that a little bit as well. This is just, I don't know, it's just a constant stream of information, isn't it? This show, it's great. I tell you what. Let me do some things quickly. Sorry, this is just me. Like I said, multitasking very poorly. Does that work? Yeah, that works. Right. Let's do a quick transition so that I can. In fact, I wonder if I can. No, you see, no, I'm going to have to transition. So bear with me 2 seconds. I'm gonna have to find a better way of doing this in the future, but I'll probably just have to create another slide and then just switch them around. Anyway, let's see if this works. If it does, then we'll transition into the next thing. But yeah, effectively, we've got the Python Trooper added to the team. Yeah, let's do it. Let's do a quick transition again. Nearly there. There we are. Right, cool. Speedy. Right, this has just popped up, and I'll read the Gump and we'll talk about the stuff. It's amazing the amount of stuff they're posting today. These are not your average Cobra troopers. Cross-trained in multiple support disciplines, the Python Patrol Cobra troopers are multifaceted menaces to global stability. This 3 3/3 scale articulated SDCC edition G.I. Joe reaction figure of a Python Patrol Cobra trooper features a unique uniform design inspired by the vintage Python Patrol action figures and comes with a weapon accessory available yada 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 at their pop-up event at SDCC. Now, like I said, this was revealed, I guess, on the card backs a while back when they brought out the Python Patrol and Tiger Force figures. And so we've known this was coming. And with this one, I like the fact they've kind of, I don't know, they've kind of changed it up a little bit. So the original is all black, isn't it, effectively, with the Python effect on the secondary or the straps. So the web gear is what I meant to say. And so what they've done is they've actually made it so he's got a grey like shirt with the kind of pattern on it underneath the yellow straps with the Cobra logo on the chest. So I really like what they've done here in terms of changing this up a bit. And I think this was, I mean, you could make this out on the card back, but I don't think it really, you know, I don't think I'd really kind of like process that information, because seeing it now, I'm kind of going, oh, hang on, they have actually changed the deco for the Python Trooper. So I really like that. I think that's a really nice kind of like a change up to the figure. I like that they didn't go like necessarily full on vintage with them, basically, which is kind of cool. So yeah, this is another addition to the SDCC ranks for Super 7. I should just stay on till about 5, just do the longest Super 7 stream ever. So I think I was going through for people that didn't already. Yeah, I was literally telling people what happened, and then that happened. So anyway, the store is going to get a makeover, as we know. Trading cards, awesome. We're very excited for that. A variant MP, which an image will pop up later, but we don't need to go into details there. The Snake Armor, the City of the Dead set, Red Knock, Red Jackal, awesome, awesome stuff. Ultimates and some images of Red Knock and Red Jackal as well, which is brilliant. And of course, we've got the Snake Armor, we've got the City of the Dead, we've got Cobra Global Operations, a kind of listing of all the hours they'll be open. And we've got the Python Patrol Trooper. My word, what a lot of things. And there's going to be more as well. Like there's going to be more posts throughout the day, I imagine. So give it half an hour, there'll be another thing. Anyway, that's pretty much it for me, though. I think we've covered everything. Yeah, it's like every half an hour they're dropping something new, aren't they, Diana? Yeah, absolutely. Did they get the Python officer and trooper names right? They did them the wrong way round, I believe, right? Because that's the so that's the officer. Let me work this out, because I can't remember off the top of my head the mistake and what deco goes with what figure. So the officer figure got the troop. Yeah, the officer figure was called the trooper, and the trooper figure was called the officer, annoyingly. Yo, Joe, Python. It's easy to do this, isn't it? Python officer. And then I can get my head right. Get my head straight. Yeah, so back in the day, yeah, so this is effectively the Python officer, technically. Because it's, yeah, and it was like basically all black with green web gear and then like yellow pattern on it. So they've kind of rejigged that around. The Python Trooper, maybe it's the Python Trooper one, and I'm just thinking it's close to the other one, because I can't think what the Python Trooper looks like now. Yeah, the Python Trooper is completely different. The Python Trooper is the officer body with yellow and green top, and then the black pants. So it's kind of like, it's sort of like a mixture of both in a way, isn't it? They've kind of merged them both together and come up with their own kind of thing. So effectively, they've done their own thing with it to avoid any of that. If we do get a Python officer in the future, I imagine it will be like the green and yellow maybe on the top, maybe, which would be like the trooper. Who knows? At this stage, everything is a blur right now. But effectively, that's a Python trooper with a trooper body. I am assuming. Anyway, Yeah, so that mistake was made back in the day, and kind of Classified sort of fixed it by switching it round again and utilizing the decos for the right figures. Sorry, the names for the right decos for the right figures. And like I said, with this one, it's completely new, isn't it? Basically, Philly Jones has asked, any news on how us regular non-attending cheese bags are going to get the Chuckles, aka Mr. Chuckles? Well, Philly, last year they said the same thing. They said that Dr. Mindbender was a one-time use code, and it wasn't. And people were able to get the code and get one on the day, and then the next day, and then the next day. So people didn't have trouble getting them, basically. The problem is they're saying it's a one-time code this time, so who knows? They might have fixed that, so we can't get, we can't get it if someone's already utilized it. But I guess we'll have to see, won't we? For those attending the show, buy it with the code before sharing it online, I would say, because you know what would happen if it is a one-time use. That would suck immense if you're lining up and you're already shared it online and you can't actually utilize it because it's already been used. So yeah, just make sure that you're paying attention online, that it will not be difficult to get that code when it starts getting shared, and then we'll find out pretty soon if it's a one-time code or not. I imagine there'll be a period of time as well where Hasbro Pulse has them up online for a short period of time after the fact. So they'll make sure that people get it from the show that can get it. And then, and then we'll I don't think it'll be mad difficult. And the amount of figures they make, I can't see it being an issue getting one of these. Anyway, we'll see. Famous last words. Now, SDCC for Super 7, you'll be able to get these at the show as an attendee from their store, and I think online as well, I believe. So yeah. Okay, that's it. Should we actually call it a day for today? I think we should. If anything else happens, we'll share it, but we're not going to be I'm not going to be news bursting out, am I? Let's face it. So let's transition again. As I absolutely love explosions today. Right then, that's everything. Super 7 SDCC reveals, lots of them as well, and obviously they keep posting stuff. So keep an eye on their socials, because it looks like they are literally flying at the moment in sharing all of their stuff. I don't think I shared that last one on Twitter, did I? Let me just double check. No, I didn't. I'm just, the OCD in me is kicking off there. There we go. Right. That's everything for today. Thanks for joining me, guys, for those in the comments. Sorry, it was a little bit like having to transition again, having to explode. But, that's what happens when they keep sharing stuff and I want to go live. I'll be back with more news, I guess, this week. There's going to be another weekly. There's going to be monthlies. There's going to be a movie episode with Justin and myself soon as well. We're going to get together and discuss all of the kind of crossover jazz. That wasn't a pun on Transformers jazz. Anyway, that's it. I'll see you on the next one, guys. Thank you very much for joining. And after 3, you know what to do. 1, 2, 3... full force. I didn't even yell it, but you guys can yell it, right? Right. That's it for this installment of the Full Force News Burst. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. See you next time, and as always, full force. Make sure you get involved with the discussion by liking, sharing and commenting on these videos, and as always you can keep up with the show after listening by following on Twitter @TheFullForce, liking the Facebook page facebook.com/TheFullForce, and if you would like to contact the show you can message us on either of those platforms with feedback and questions. We also have a Patreon page, so if you want to show your support for the show, see your name up in lights on these videos, or enjoy exclusive bonus content, then check out patreon.com/TheFullForce podcast, or click on the link on any of the posts this podcast appears in. Full Force.